China Warrior, that's right. I've recently picked up a few more TurboGrafx-16 games. That means I can, well, show you more TurboGrafx-16 games, which is great. This is, of course, China Warrior, complete with the book. And it's even got the nice little slip cover on there. There's the hue card in perfect condition. Let's check it out, shall we? Alright, China Warrior, here we see the title screen. Copyright 1989, Hudson Soft. This game was a launch title for the TurboGrafx-16 and very well could have been for the PC Engine. It wasn't actually a launch title, it came out within the first few months of the PC Engine, so very, very early PC Engine game. This game was developed by Hudson Soft and came out in November of 1987 for the PC Engine in Japan. And like I said, in America this was a launch title for the TurboGrafx-16 in 1989. This game is, basically a beat-em-up game with, well, less emphasis on, say, platforming and more on the size of the sprites. Look at the size of your character on the screen, and that was really to push the kind of benefits of the power of this 16-bit graphics machine. The PC Engine in Japan in the late 80s, obviously competing with the Famicom or the NES, and this game really showed what having that so-called 16-bit power could give you. And huge colorful characters with no flickering, with this style of animation, this size of sprites, definitely something that could not have been done on the NES. So in a way, this is a tech demo for the PC Engine. It's really designed to show off what you could get out of that new machine. The gameplay isn't that bad. The game gets a lot of negative reviews for the gameplay. For one, the screen is always scrolling to the right. In other words, if you're not pressing anything on the controller, you're still walking to the right, as I am now. You can jump by pressing up, and your 1 and 2 buttons are punch and kick. You can jump kick, as you can see there, and you can punch when you're ducking. Unfortunately, you can't kick while you're ducking, and you can't punch while you're jumping. That would have been pretty cool if you could, sweep kick or something while you were ducking. But no. This is basically the first time I've played the game. I've seen the game before, obviously. Nintega's got his run through the game, and he's a lot better at the game than I am, but this is basically the first time I've played the game, but I've seen it many times. And it's a fun game. I can see how it would get boring fast, but I mean, it's not much different than Kung Fu on the NES, or actually this kind of reminds me, this game in Japan on the PC Engine is not called China Warrior. That's just the TurboGrafx-16 or American name for this game. This game on the PC Engine in Japan is called The Kung Fu. And Kung Fu on the NES reminded me of that title. But the game, you can definitely do good at this game by memorizing what's coming at you next, because a lot of the game is jumping over these obstacles that come flying at you, and you can either duck or jump over them, or try and attack them. You'll get bonuses for attacking them, so keep that in mind. And then at the end of every stage, like this here, you do a one-on-one fight against a boss character, which kind of reminds me of like Fighting Street or something. It's kind of neat. You can almost think of it just as the fighting game, and the pre-level is just getting up to your fight. It's really not a bad game at all. It's fun. once you memorize the levels, you'd definitely be able to go through them a lot easier. And that's about that. Yeah, you can see they're throwing knives at you, and you gotta duck and jump at the precise time. And if it's your first time going through the level, like it is mine, you're gonna probably die, but as you play the game more and more, you're gonna memorize how these things are coming at you, and when to duck and when to jump. So I don't know what you're supposed to do here. You can't hit the fire, so maybe there's the odd one where you have to take a hit. I don't know. And once again, it's another boss fight here. Character definitely reminds you of Bruce Lee, doesn't he? Kind of looks like Bruce Lee a little bit too. Maybe inspired by Bruce Lee movies or something. I would have thought this game was an arcade game when I first, saw this game, and I'd never played it, but like I said, I'd seen it before, and one of those games that you just assume it was an arcade game. It must have been an arcade game, but no, this game was created for the PC Engine, and some games, like I just did Michael Jackson, and I picked that game up for the Genesis. I had no idea that was an arcade game. It's kind of funny sometimes. This I would have thought was an arcade game for sure. I think this would have done really good in the arcades. Yeah, most of the time, there's 4 levels in the game, but each level has like 3 sub-levels, and you fight a character at the end of each sub-level. But out of the 4 main levels, it's usually the same character at the end of the level, so you'll fight like the same character 3 times. Although once in a while they seem to change it up a little bit. These bonus stages are pretty cool. I thought there was more to it the first time I did it, like maybe you can duck and hit certain spots on the vase, but you just gotta hit the button when your meter's this close to max and get some bonuses. Now here's level 3. Things start getting really hard. They just start throwing everything at you except maybe the kitchen sink, and I don't know, maybe eventually you get one of those coming at you, but just all kinds of stuff getting thrown at you. Frickin' pair of nunchucks just comes flying across the screen. And once again, first time playing this level, it's going to be a lot harder until you memorize it. This game was ported to Wii Virtual Console and also mobile phones. I guess Hudson Soft actually did conversion for mobile phones. And for the PS2, apparently in Japan, with redone graphics and audio and gameplay, of course, all better. But there you go, I'm dead, and that's that. See you later.